This is Keep It Real with Jarnell Stokes and Dr. Denise McDermott. I'm Kathleen O'Toole, journalist, mother, and jiu-jitsu aficionado. We'll explain in a bit. Jarnell, of course, the very well-known basketball player. He's also an entrepreneur, brother, author. And there's Dr. Denise. She's a board-certified adult and child psychiatrist. She's a mother, an author, and an influencer. And hey guys, our guests are already here. We're so excited about the episode.
Yeah, and Kathleen, tell us about your props.
These are my Brazilian jiu-jitsu gloves.
Oh.
So I'm ready for the episode.
Like there you go.
Great guests.
And your son does jiu-jitsu, right?
Oh yeah, and my husband, and believe it or not,
Oh, wow.
I've taken Brazilian jiu-jitsu, so I can't wait to talk about all this.
Wow. And
I'm coming prepared too to the show. My son does Kung Fu. We've got a metal staff. It's actually made out of titanium. So actually, I do have a weapon of mass destruction right here.
Yeah. That's what it sounded like. Like it.
So Denise, you want to introduce our guests?
Oh yeah, we're so excited. We actually have real jiu-jitsu champions and judo champions in the house, the Paré twins. We have Mateos and we have Romero.
Hi.
Yes.
How are you?
And let me tell you more. They're not just martial arts champions. They moved here from Brazil. They're also businessmen. Romero studied law in Brazil. Mateos studied business. Romero is also an interpreter. Mateos is also a hypnotherapist. They're actors, they're businessmen, and there's so much more. So we're so excited to have you both on the show today.
Well,
It's very nice to be here, guys. It's a pleasure for us.
Yeah,
Pleasure. Definitely. I'm so happy for you guys. I'm so happy to have you guys here. So much to talk about, and I'm very interested as an athlete. You guys' sport is just second to none. So I would love to hear more, even though it's a bit different for me. I'm totally interested.
Yeah, and it's interesting. Mateos was about to go into the Pan Am fight, just like Jarnell was about to win a championship. So we have so much of the champion mindset discussion here today. So this pandemic, the pandemic, we're very sad about the pandemic, but without this, we wouldn't all be gathering today, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
definitely.
So I was very fortunate. I got to know a little bit more about Mateos and Romero on my show, but I'd love for you guys just to give a little bit of who you are and maybe your journey from Brazil to here, and like some good words to tell us about martial arts and who you are.
All right, so I'm going to start the talk. So for you guys, I am Mateos, and you guys know my brother is Romero. So since I was 8 years old, I always had a dream to live in America, to live in the US and live big, like the movie stars. I grew up watching lots of movies, television, and I always loved the television, action movies. So I was 8 years old and I told my dad, when I grow up, I'm gonna move to America. And then he never believed it. He said, okay, kid, okay, I know, go to sleep. All right. And then life goes on. I went to elementary school, high school, and then I graduated in business. And 1 month after my graduation, I said, Dad, it's time to leave. I always told you I was about to leave to America, and I'm leaving right now. This was in 2003, 1 month after my graduation in business. And then I came to America, and this was my dream. Live in the US, live in Los Angeles, do martial arts, be around, television, actors, competition. And I'm living my dream, I came here, I'm doing everything I always wanted to do. The journey was not easy, but with the champion mindset, we can achieve everything,
There you go. Hey, growing up in Memphis, Tennessee, the southern part of the United States, basketball and football was literally rolled out to us. And I mentioned earlier that your sport, jiu-jitsu, is a bit different for me. Tell me a little bit about, how was it before you came to America? What was life like? What's the difference? And why jiu-jitsu?
Yeah. Well, I always had a good life in Brazil. My father always could provide for us. However, I had big challenges because I was very obese. Me and my brother, we were obese kids, very big.
I can
And
relate.
yeah, like, man, I cannot describe. And you guys have no idea how much bullying we suffered. Like back in the days, in the 80s, bullying was normal. Nowadays, it's a big thing, you know. Nowadays, it's bad. But back in the days, kids used to be bad, you know, call you names like they don't even care, you know.
Yeah.
And we used to suffer a lot, me and my brother. They used to call names left and right every single day. And then sometimes I used to fight because I was so big. Guys older than me in elementary school, they used to fight me because they see, oh, I was so big, they used to pick on me and I had to fight. Sometimes I used to have my ass kicked. And then, you know, I used to go home and I was pissed, you know. And then my father decided to put us on karate. And then we started learning karate. And I was obese. And even though I said, we are still fat, you know, we want to lose more weight. So we were doing karate. And then for a while, we quit karate. And then we started swimming every day. So I went from chubby and short to tall and skinny. So today I'm 6'3.5". It's not a lot, but you know, it's okay. So I went from fat to tall and skinny, you know. And then suddenly nobody used to pick fights with us anymore because we grew a lot. In that time we were doing karate. And then we started, you know, incorporating the sports in our life because I realized it connected. You know, doing sports, martial arts, it made me stronger physically. And because that, I became stronger mentally because I started believing more in myself. I could protect myself against the bullies. And I realized that nobody was bullying me anymore because I was big, taller, I had skills, and I was more confident. So I didn't take crap anymore. I was beating up everybody who used to come my way, you know, and my brother the same. So I think martial arts in sports gave us a lot of confidence, you know. And we incorporated this mindset for life. Whatever you do in life, we see like a challenge. It's a fight, it's a competition, you know. So I think when you have this mindset, you don't really care about the outcome, you know. You are ready for war.
There you
And
go.
it helped us a lot, you know.
Yeah, you feel like it trained you for life. And
Yeah.
how would you say America, how did that change for you when you got over here? I know the stigma over here is it's all about football and basketball. I mean, for me, I started basketball because I thought the shit was cool, you know. That was what everyone was doing. But at the same time, yeah, tell me more about your story.
What helped us a lot is that the martial arts mindset, the champion mindset, because when we came to America, in Brazil, I always had a good life because my father back in the days, he was involved in politics. So I had a decent, I had a good life, no struggle at all, you know, we were okay. But in America, my father told us, listen, if you go there, you are on your own because I have no connections in America. I don't know anybody in America. So you are on your own. If you stay here in Brazil, everything is easier. But in America, you are on your own. And I said, I want to see. I want to see what's going to happen. And he was right. The beginning was very hard because I didn't speak English, only basics, you know.
Yeah.
I had hard time speaking English. The culture is a little bit different, you know. When you come on vacation is one thing, but when you come to live, it's different because you have to incorporate another culture, completely different. So in the beginning, I had a lot of challenges, you know. At certain point in the beginning, I was struggling so much. I said, should I stay? Should I go? Is this worth it, you know? Why I'm struggling here if I can live like a king in my country? But then, you know, I always had that champion mindset. Okay, you can go back to your country, live a good life, but that's not your dream. Your dream was always make in America, become somebody in America, you know? So I said, whatever, you know, I'm going to pursue my dream. I know it's not being an easy path, but I don't care, you know? I go for war. We didn't give up.
I just want to add that we have a dream, you know, and the funny thing is that in our country, you know, and I believe in all over the world, we believe, oh, you go to America, You know, your life is going to be great. Money comes from the trees. You know, we have this idea because we see in movies, you know, we see the lifestyle that people have here, the middle class, at least used to be like that in comparison with our countries. Oh, they live in big houses. They have nice cars, you know, things that, like, for example, in Brazil, you have to be wealthy to have these things. So we always had this idea, you know, go to America, you're going to become a millionaire overnight. Everybody has this dream. So when we come here, we have to adapt to a new reality. And everything is very different. For me, it's still the best country in the world. But you need to have a very strong mindset because you are speaking a different language. You are speaking with, you know, everything here is a little different. The culture, the way people behave, the parties, you know, everything is different. So for us, it was a big adjustment. And sometimes you need to have a very strong mindset because when things don't go our way, sometimes, oh, I want to go home. You know, I miss my friends. I miss the samba. I miss barbecue. I miss everything. I miss my parents. But you have to be strong if you have a purpose in life, if you have a dream, if you have something that you want to do, you have to put your mind into it. That's why it is very, very important that we pray and we keep focused on the things we really want in life. That's how we achieve this strong mindset. And if things don't go our way, we know what? I talk to myself, I talk to friends, I talk to my brother, I talk to my parents, I recharge my batteries a little more and I go back, you know, focused and I go after what I want. That's what I want to say. And I love America. God bless America. I hope we get out of this crisis as soon as we can because I can't stay home anymore.
So I wanted to just say that I am so grateful for all of you being on here because as a mother, I feel like we need to teach our children about the importance of mindfulness, good self-esteem, compassion, better focus, respecting authority. And both Kathleen and I have sons that are in martial arts. So my son, Kieran, I don't know if we have, I sent Kat a picture, but my son Kieran's been doing Kung Flow. So here's what my son's been doing. He's been doing staff training and he's working with Ryan Parks and we'll have him on the show. And it's made a big difference in my son. He has better impulse control, compassion, focus. It's amazing. And so one of the big parts of why I wanted both of you on the show so early is that you work with children. So tell us about how you inspire children, how you help them with all of your life experiences.
Yeah, so we are black belt in Taekwondo. We are black belt also in Judo. And we are purple belt in Jiu-Jitsu. So we have 2 black belts, and we used to help a lot in the children's class in our Judo dojo. So it's a different experience teaching kids and teenagers because a lot of these teenagers, they have some behavior problems, a lot of anxiety. But the good thing in martial arts, martial arts is very good with discipline, focus, and respect. And when you start teaching these 3 elements to your kids in an early age, they grow up with more responsible, calmer, more focused, and they respect more their parents because they learn about discipline. So I always tell people, if you have kids, you know, put them in a sport. It doesn't matter what sport, but martial arts is good because it gives you discipline. But for any reason, if they don't like martial arts, put the kids in some sports, you know?
Yeah, I want to say, we always talk about exercise is mind medicine.
Yes.
It's very important because a lot of times people think, oh, it's summer's coming, I need to look hot in my bathing suit, and they just think it's seasonal. But it helps you with stress. It helps reduce anxiety, depression, focus. We have all the studies that show it. And we know from lifestyle medicine pioneer and what's going on about prevention. Dr. Beth Frades, who we're going to have on the show next week, talks about 150 minutes of at least moderate exercise and 75 minutes of strenuous. Now, for you elite athletes, that's a joke. That's like probably what you do like in like a quarter of your workout in one day.
Yeah.
right? And for
Yeah.
everyone, we need to know that exercise is mind medicine.
Yeah. So just to finish just to conclude, uh, sports is very important for kids and teenagers. I advise martial arts because give you confidence, respect, and it's good. But if they don't like martial arts, okay, put them in something else, you know. But for me, martial arts are the best. Why I say that? Because back in the days, kids today, they stay home all day long. I'm not talking about quarantine right now, but this new generation, they stay playing video games in the social media all day long. Back in the days, we didn't have social media. In the 80s, 90s, no social media. I have a video game, but I could play video game 2 hours per day, 1 hour per day. And then after that, my mother still used to say, get out of the house, go play soccer, go ride your skateboard. So we had more interaction with people. We used to go out more often. Nowadays, this new generation, they stay home all day long playing video games on social media. And I don't think it's a good idea. It's not good. You know, we have to take our kids out of the house to exercise, take fresh air, talk to people. And I think this is affecting a lot this new generation. You know, everything's different right now. Everything's about computers, social media, technology. But sports are very good to your heart, to your mind. And I always tell people, put your kids in to do sports.
Yeah, and I want to say since the late 90s, in every generation across the board, there's been an increased rate in depression and suicidality.
Wow.
So, no, that's one of the big reasons I launched into doing the Dr. Denise brand, because I thought we've got to talk about this and how are we going to reach all the different generations and be able to work with people like Jarnell and bridge cultural, age, belief system differences. So there's good things about social media, but if you're not outside, if you're not exercising, you're not balancing your life, you're going to be at more risk for depression and suicidality.
Big time. I agree with you 100%.
If I don't show off these belts, I'm going to be in big trouble.
Oh,
This is my son's belt. You guys know what this means. I really kind of don't.
Yeah.
And this is my husband's belt. And he was like, if you don't show him the stripe, you're in big trouble. So
What does the stripe mean?
what does it mean, you guys?
You know,
means that you're ready to get another promotion. That's what it means, you know. If, for example, your husband is a blue belt, but with a stripe, he needs 3 more stripes, he's going to go to the purple belt. The more stripes you have in the belt means you are closer to the next belt.
Gotcha. Nice, nice.
So my husband and son train together. They go and take a class on well, not now, but on Saturday mornings, which I love, get them out of the house. And they go and they train together. But Dr. Denise has shared a story about Kieran and how she believes on our previous show, martial arts really helped with impulse control. I have a story to share about my son. So he's in 6th grade now, and he's been taking martial arts since 3rd grade. And he was in 3rd grade in a new school. And I heard about this, of course, like a month after it happened. And he said, yeah, Mom, some kid told me he was gonna mess up my face. And I'm like, what? You know, in your new school? And he goes, yeah. I said, what? And then he said, well, I'm gonna, you know, like I'm gonna kick your, And I immediately went into overreacting mom mode. I'm like, oh, do you want me to call the school? And then I'm like, wait a second. I said, well, what did you do? And he said, well, I told him, I know jujitsu and I'm going to beat you.
Wow.
And I said, what happened next? And he goes, I don't know. He just kind of walked away.
Yeah.
And I said, you know what that was? I said, you stood up to, and you hate to throw around the word bully, but you stood up to a tough kid who wanted to kick your you know what. And so I don't think if he hadn't had the hands, so Dr. Denise and Jarnell, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu is a lot of like hands-on, unlike karate where there's just striking. You practice a lot of like striking, but you don't really hit anybody. Jiu-Jitsu is about grappling. Do I have this right, guys?
Yes.
Yeah.
Jiu-Jitsu is grappling, yeah.
You're always grappling. And when I know it's hard for you to believe, but I actually did take this self-defense women's jiu-jitsu. And one of the big things was learning how to fall properly. I know that sounds crazy because Jarnell's like a big time athlete and you guys, you know.
Wait a second, time out. Kathleen has got it going on. She was a hurricane at University of Miami. So
Okay.
keep going, you're athletic.
Yeah, but anyway, you know, I have 2 kids.
I know that.
So part of it is about falling correctly.
Mhm.
So I learned how to fall and I'm like, well, this is good for like really old people so they don't. But here's the thing. A lot about jujitsu is a bigger metaphor. So you learn how to fall correctly and it's like a metaphor for life, right? Like we're not always up at our peak. Sometimes we fall. How
Yeah.
have you guys found the philosophy of jujitsu to extend off the mat?
Yes.
Not only for
Well-
jiu-jitsu, but any martial arts, jiu-jitsu, judo, karate, you know, it means when you win, it's great. It feels good. But when you lose, you know, when you go down, you learn how to fall and to come back up, you know? So that's the philosophy I use for life, because everybody wants to win a competition. Everybody wants to win a match. Most of the times we win our matches, but here and there, once in a lifetime, we lose. So if you're not used to lose, and if you have no idea how to lose, how to be in the bottom, you don't come up. You stay on the ground defeated. So when you know how to fall, accept, stand up, and fight back, when you have this mindset, you are ready to face anything in life. And that's about judo, jiu-jitsu, any martial arts. You know, they teach you how to strike to win, but they make you humble, because one day, doesn't matter who you are, life will hit you hard and you are going down, and I don't care who you are, how much money you have. And these martial arts, they give you the confidence and strength to take your time, stand up, and fight back again. That's the advice.
I have a question. Thank you,
I-
Mateos. Romero, how do you want to add to that? And also, can you also explain how you think, because I feel like I came into this pandemic with a champion mindset, and I'd be interested in knowing, Romero, anything else you want to add to what Mateos said and how you're transitioning during this time with your mindset?
Well, I wanna, my brother, I believe he said almost everything, but I wanna say that fighting, martial arts, jiu-jitsu is not only about winning, it's about adapting yourself. You have to know when you are on top and when you are down, when you are in a bad situation, for example, in a fight, you cannot panic. You need to realize things can change. Relax, don't panic. You know, I have to learn how to survive having a little beating, because if I don't survive, if I don't panic, I can overcome, I can win the fight. So it's all about having a mind control. Control yourself, control your impulses. Don't get too excited, don't get too happy, and at the same time, don't get too scared, don't get too afraid. Find a balance, you know, everything passes in life. Nothing is, you know, is forever. Things change all the time. So we have to be adapted. When we are on top, great, I'm on top. But don't get like you guys say in America, don't be a big head, you know, because things can change. You know that one day you are on top and the other day you can be down. So try to keep the mind, you know, in the middle, in between. You know, don't get too cocky, but don't feel that you don't have any value, any worth. That's how I have this in life.
So I just want to say one of the reasons why I'm so grateful to work with Jarnell is I met him at the time when he just had an injury. He was at that time when an athlete, 1 minute you're at the top and the next minute you have an injury. And I met him when he was about to inspire children. And maybe he could just give a little bit of background on that, because that's what inspired me, his mindset and using the power of what we think is suffering or what we think is an injury sometimes can be a blessing.
Yeah, I've definitely dealt with the bottom. And with that being said, I was able to come out on top. And a question that I had for the brothers was I wanted to know, just as a athlete, I was able to come out and pursue acting. Someone like Kareem Abdul-Jabbar freaking Bruce Lee. I'm always trying to make sense of his quotes as I pursue my spiritual journey. I hear a lot of that lingo when you guys talk. Tell me more about you guys, first of all, signing up as a SAG actor, which is something that I'm very, very close to. And also, tell me more about the Bruce Lee and the spiritual side of acting, I would say. And how does that apply to judo and sports?
All right. So we came to America, you know, we always liked acting. In Brazil, back in the days, long time ago, we were models. So we did a lot of catwalk fashion shows. And we always liked acting. So we came to America and we said, man, we are here. This is Hollywood. You know, the sky's the limit. Let's take a headshot, some acting classes, and let's go for it.
That's simple.
And then it was fun, you know, it was very fun because we took headshots. And then, I don't know, we always did everything like twins, you know. And then we started going, you know. We said, do you think this is going to work? Let's try. We did headshots. We found an agent. And this agent started submitting us. And I started becoming excited. And believe me or not, 6 months later, I was in the TV show CSI Miami. And I had a speaking part. And I couldn't believe, wow, that's amazing, you know. And then I started auditioning. I got small parts in movies here and there. And my brother the same. He got parts in small movies, small parts here and there. And that's amazing. But then we intensified our martial arts training because we always liked action movies. So we started training Taekwondo and karate every day because, you know, we used to watch Jean-Claude Van Damme, Chuck Norris, these old school action heroes. And man, we want to kick and punch like them. We started training Taekwondo every day in that time. And we loved so much martial arts, even more than we used to love before, that we put acting aside and we became full-time competitors and fighters, you know.
Nice.
And now we are becoming a little older. We starting slowing down in competition. And now we are going back to acting, you know, because
do you think either or? Yeah, just with Bruce Lee, he always talks about emotional content and that being the key to affecting people and change. Do you think either acting or the sports helped affect the other? Did it help you become a champion at the acting side of things?
I think martial arts can affect you in very good ways, you know? You can inspire people through martial arts. A lot of people in Brazil, they came from these favelas, the ghettos, no money. Some of them became athletes, fighters, and from nowhere, they become somebody. They become champions. They open their school. They can provide to their families. And I think this is a very good inspiration for the poor kids, you know? Because when the poor kids in the ghettos and the slums, they see that guy, that guy came from here, and today he's a big name in sports, in fighting, like Anderson Silva, the Brazilian champion. You know, he was a very humble guy, and today he's the biggest champion. So I think this is a kind of inspiration, you know? That poor kid who has nothing in life, when he sees someone that was nobody and became somebody through martial arts or any other sports, you know, I think it's very inspiring. It gives the kids dreams and hope.
Nice. Awesome.
And in the same in acting, you know, a lot of actors are there just to show off, to make money, but few actors, old schools, they really love the craft, you know. They try to inspire, they do a good work. And when you see a good actor putting up a good work on TV, on a movie, I think it's very inspiring, you know. So I always try to, whatever I do in life, I try to inspire and encourage people. I never put anybody down. I always try to inspire people and make them feel better, like they can achieve anything they want.